أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد صدق الله العظيم صدق الله العظيم Juma Mubarak. This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Shodom, where we speak truth to power. Blessed is the man that worketh not in the counsel of the heathen, nor sitteth in the seat that is scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in this Lord I see I did it sunrise and sundown. Him I go there like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth fruit in his season. Him live never I go wither, and whatsoever him do shall prosper. Yea! The heathen them now they saw them there like a chaff with the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go turn upon judgment of the sin among them in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord God Jah loveth the way of the righteous and the way of the sin among them always and always. I will perish. Let the people of the Most High God say, Joe! This is the Black Pot, aka Kuko Shodom, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes, and sizes. Put aside all their differences, relegating all these to the background and relocating into the black pot, where they are subjected to some good amount of heating, and then they produce nothing but sumptuous food. Ironically, they do not even partake in the eating of this food. It is us, the eaters, who do. Yet every time, they will rise to the occasion, the ingredients and their black pot to produce food that they do not partake in eating. Now, this is a lesson of selflessness, a lesson of humanity, a lesson of generational thinking. How many of us believe that once we have it all, we have to use it all? After all, tomorrow shall take care of itself. How many people, my brother, my sister, walk out in the fields, and when they see ripe mangoes on top of a beautiful mango tree, they want to harvest everything. They won't harvest some and leave some up there for some other people on the way. They believe they have to harvest everything, whether they can eat all or not. They must harvest it and carry it away. How many people believe that once they have eaten and there's a surplus, they would have to carry it home and keep it for use another day? Even the Bible tells us in the 40-year journey of his people, the Exodus, he warned them, when manna drops from the heavens, eat and don't carry any to store. My brother, my sister, storage is something that causes greed. Eating enough and leaving the rest for the rest of the people to come and also enjoy is humanity. But we all are taught right from the beginning to be greedy. When you see something on the way, take it up all. Don't take some and leave some. We carry everything home. Even little children, right from birth, are taught this. Have you ever thought about a situation where you would go and find some ripe fruits on top of a beautiful tree? Eat to your fill and leave the rest there so that other people, other wayfarers will be able to enjoy that. But no, you start by harvesting everything onto the ground that is ready to eat. You will eat, and what you can carry, you carry along. What you cannot carry, you leave it there to rot. My brother, my sister, it is time for us to go deep into our thinking. And remember that this is humanity. Once we eat some, let's leave the rest. Now I can give you another example. Anytime you go to a party, especially if you serve yourself, watch how Africans behave. Watch how black people behave. Watch how Ghanaians behave, especially Nigerians, Ghanaians, and even Togolese and Burkinabes. I don't know what it is. But every time you serve yourself, we go in there, we fetch so much food, heap it, because we fear that if we don't fetch enough, and we go to sit down and eat, and we want to eat more, by the time we go back, other people would have finished it. But when you go to Europe, you go to America, and there is something like serve yourself, people fetch small at a time. Small at a time. After eating, and they want more, they go back and fetch some more. But in Ghana, in Africa, go to every serve yourself and see after the party, there's so much reserve, so much wasted food. People have fetched too much, they couldn't eat everything, so they leave it getting rotting on the table. Yet, juxtaposing that with what happens in America and what happens in England and some other such so-called developed nations, people go and fetch the food small at a time. Are they wiser than we are? It's just a lesson of selflessness. It is sad to take so much food that you cannot finish. You have not even tasted the food. You don't know what it tastes like, whether it's good or bad. Is it too salty? Is there so much pepper in it? No, you heap your plate and go and sit down. After eating, you realize that you can't even eat a quarter of the food because it's not what you expected. You leave it there to get wasted. Do you know how much water it takes to grow one cabbage? It's sad. My brother, my sister, it's time for all of us to sit back and think twice. And remember that it's all about selflessness. Until we become overly selfless, our nation will never, ever get better. You are not the only hungry person. It's better that you use it one at a time. Leave some for other people who are on the way coming. This is what the show is all about. It's a lesson of selflessness. It's generational thinking. It's called the Blackport, a.k.a. Kokoshonemo, where we speak truth to power. And we are live on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Blakk Empire Media, and Blakk is spelled B-L-A-K-K. We are also live on YouTube. All I want you to do, please, is to subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you are notified to also watch. Please share the broadcast, like, and also comment. We appreciate you and we like you. And I want to say thank you so much to ISIT. ISIT is I-S-I-T, and it simply means in spirit, in truth. Now, ISIT is the newest social media app everybody's talking about. Now, you can go live on ISIT. You can also make audio and video calls on ISIT. You can even send text messages on ISIT. It's built by Ghanaian engineers in America. And the good thing about ISIT is that there's no negativity on there. Now, if your social media, the regular one, is full of negativity, racism, nudity, and even violence, why are you still there? Leave it and come join us on ISIT. With ISIT, everything is beautiful. Anything negative is removed before it even thinks about coming out, because they have powerful algorithms that do that. How do you get on ISIT? Just download the app from Google Play and App Store, and you are on. You meet other powerful-minded people, positive people, and everything is everything. Connect with family and friends and make crystal clear memories. This is the Blackport, a.k.a. Kokoshonemo, and here we speak truth to power. Today we have about 6 stories we want to deal with, and they are all deep. I pray that they don't cut off the power. We'll be able to finish that in the next few minutes. Share the broadcast, please. Come here. Now here comes the first story. Watch it. And it says, Akamba, cybersecurity boss, fingered in Abena Korkor's sex tape. Who is Abena Korkor? She has been to our studios here before, over and over. She likes to come here and be with us. We encourage her, we speak with her, we make her feel good, and we try to be able to help her live. My brother, my sister, last night, coming all the way into this morning, there was a sex tape that took all over Ghana. And everybody was sharing it around. Abena Korkor started to trend on social media, both on Facebook and also on Twitter. It's Abena Korkor's sex tape. In fact, it's not even a sex tape, but it's a sex tape. My brother, my sister, it's Abena Korkor who is playing with a dildo on her bed. It's Abena Korkor who is walking naked in the kitchen, stark naked. And then it found its way into the media space and social media space, and boom, everybody is talking about it in Ghana. This is not the first time we are seeing Abena Korkor's nudity. This is not the first time we are seeing a sex tape that has something to do with Abena Korkor. First time we got to notice her, it was all about these sex tapes. Right there at the University of Cape Coast. In Cape Coast. For some time, we saw nothing. Her handlers were doing so well about that. All of a sudden, we see 2 tapes out there. My brother, my sister, and everybody goes crazy. Now, Abena Korkor has spoken. And it's awash all over social media. Look at some of the headlines. And you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And this is trending news in Ghana. Watch this. This is coming from Ghana celebrities. It says, Abena Korkor names and shames Ghanaian big men after her bedroom video leaked. Mental health activist Abena Korkor nude tape has surfaced on the internet. Fans on Twitter are excited as Abena Korkor trends #1 on the micro-blogging site with a hot bedroom video. It's out there in the space. More headlines are awash in the media. Watch this. Greetings, Asamaba, the complete pornography of Abena Korkor. And it's all about Abena Korkor's nudity. And Abena Korkor has written something there. She says, congratulations to you for leaking my video. I will always choose self-pleasure than to engage with dumb niggas. Anyway, I have the dildo available in different colors. What's up? And then she put up a number. This is Abena Korkor talking. And it says, Ghanaian socialite and mental health advocate Abena Korkor has yet again found herself at the center of a social media storm today, Thursday, November 9, 2023. That was yesterday, in the night. Talks about her started soon after an explicit video of her was leaked online by an unidentified source. The video contents have caused a massive stir as many people have watched the video so far and cannot believe their eyes. Even though Abena Korkor is not new to sharing such explicit videos of herself on various social media platforms for attention and talkability, this particular video appears quite different. A careful look at it shows that the former media general employee probably recorded it for a loved one, and it was obviously not meant to be leaked for social media. Leave it there. Now, I am interested in the penultimate paragraph, which says, even though Abena Korkor is not new to sharing such explicit videos of herself on social media platforms for 1, attention, and 2, talkability. It's sad that anybody would think that Abena Korkor would do such a thing so people can talk about her and also for attention. it means we don't understand what mental health is all about. Dash it and bring me a photograph. My brother, I don't wish your daughter to have a condition. I don't wish your wife to have this condition. I don't wish your mother to have this condition. But if you had one Abena Korkor in your family, you would understand that is beyond talkability and attention. Ghanaians are so illiterate and so dumb, it hurts. How can somebody who is suffering from mental health issues, she was in a jailhouse in Europe, we were told, because she smuggled drugs. People took advantage of her and used her. The other day I was asking her how many men she thinks she slept with. She said they are in their thousands. Which human being in their right senses would just go about having sex most of the time for free? And you are a woman and you know the consequences of sex. How many women, my brother, my sister, will intentionally open up their privacy and leak that out onto the media space? Social media, just for talkability and attention. Look at this pretty lady. What kind of attention does she want that she cannot get by just showing her pretty face in public? This is a media person. She's so brilliant. Any attention she wants, she can get without going naked. And Ghanaians sees or don't seem to understand what really it is when it comes to mental health. Much as I would like to talk to Abena Korkor, sit down with her and talk with her, most of the time before she leaves, I find myself weeping. Because I see the face of a young woman who is battling her real life and her coerced life. I don't know how many people are listening. I see a young woman with a bright future who has been messed up by ill health. It could happen to anybody. Abena Korkor goes about smoking drugs because she has reached a certain level where without those drugs, she's almost like an animal. When she goes to the hospital, they give her even more dangerous drugs in terms of injections and all that. She shared all those with me. A research into some of the drugs they give to her for use in the hospitals, my brother, my sister, will take you into wilder world. Like Alice in Wonderland. You will be bewildered. A person like this does not want my sympathy, but my empathy. She's been here. We could have also decided to take advantage of her, to have her smuggle drugs for us, or to sleep with her, or to ask her to strip naked so we make videos of her and put those out to make money. But humanity first, brethren. How many days would you spend that money for? If she was your sister, would you go out there and say she's looking for talkability and attention? Do you know how hard her family is trying to just contain her? There are things I cannot share with you, but there are some family members who pray that if she cannot be healed, may she just pass on so that this so-called disgrace will be taken off the name of the family. People cease to understand the positives of Abena Korkor, a brilliant young woman who, whether she's high or not, can still be somebody who can run a good conversation. When I sit down with Abena Korkor, I am not interested in whether she's high or not. I'm not interested in whether she has relapsed or not. I am just interested in having a conversation with a brilliant human being. She can strip naked 1,000,000 times in front of me. I will not have an erection, let alone even think about moving towards her, because it's all about the mind. Same way, you will see your sister strip naked and you don't get an erection. That is how it is between me and Abena Korkor and every well-thinking human being should have that. I'm yet to see a man who will tell me he saw his sister's sex tape and had an erection. If you see your mother's sex tape, would you have an erection? I'm asking you. If yes, then you are an animal. You are a goat. Even if your mother was a porn star, or your sister was a porn star, and you go and watch her pornography and have an erection, you belong to the animal world. That's how I see it. For anybody who thinks he has a conscience, my brother. This is a woman who has slept with so many tens of people. You still sleep with her. Do you know what disease she's carrying? And it's not her will that she carries it. But because of your libido, you talk to her, and then when she gets horny because of her sickness, you still go ahead and sleep with her. And there are some people who are supposed to be well-meaning people in the society who do this to her. They take advantage of her every time. Anytime I see this young lady, I cry. She come over, hey, Blakk Rasta, how are you doing? I say, I'm doing good. Yeah, please. Then I don't want to go into some of the conversations. I pray for healing for Abena Korkor. I pray for healing for her. I pray for healing for her. If I had the power to heal Abena Korkor right now, I will do it a millionfold because she's gone through a lot. If she was okay upstairs, a lot of the things that are happening right now would never have happened. Heal Abena Korkor today and see if she can even come out in public. She will look back at those things and say, oh my God, she would need another set of therapies to be able to stand on her feet again. But to God be the glory. If there's truly a God who listens to prayer, my prayer is that may Abena Korkor be healed so she can join humanity properly and save herself from all this talk. Everybody was looking for the Abena Korkor sex tape. Everybody was looking for it. Today when I went to work, a brethren asked me, have you seen Abena Korkor's sex tape? And I said, you think I should see it? You think I should see it? I'm going to send it to you so that you will watch it. I'm not excited about that. The way we are running after Abena Korkor's sex tape, can we all gather and look for treatment for Abena Korkor? The way we all are running giddy left, right, and center, we want to see Abena Korkor's sex tape. Can we all clamor together like that to look for treatment and support for Abena Korkor? Well, Abena Korkor has fingered 2 people in this sex tape. Let's listen to Abena Korkor. Her words are a little vulgar, but I would like you to listen to a woman who is deranged because the society has made her so. Run it, my youth.
One thing you niggas forget is I'm not a defenseless little bitch. And I am not one of those girls you can bribe with Range Rover and Mercedes. I was fucking driving those things when I was 16 years, 17 years, 18 years in the States. I'm not somebody that you can push around. I'm educated. I'm hardworking. I sweat. I give men money. I'm not one of those girls you can push around. Akamba, I sent those videos to you myself. Deputy Director, Cybercrime Unit of the CID of Police. I sent you nude videos too. So the 2 of you are my first 2 suspects. If you don't sit up, I'm going to release every motherfucking person that I send nudes to. Now, if I want to post my sex video, why won't I post it on OnlyFans and cash out? Stupid ass motherfuckers. It is fucking war.
Is this the face of a woman who would intentionally do things like this? Are you not empathizing with her? It's sad that I cannot tell you some of the things that you should also know. My brother, my sister, it is sad. But who is Akamba? He's a member of the NDC, and you can see it on his shirt. Joshua Akamba. Did you actually take a sex tape from Abena Korkor? Did you leak it? And that cyber security deputy of the CID that she mentioned in the tape, you are supposed to be fighting against some of these things. Did you also take that video? What was it for? It hurts me that people in the society that are supposed to understand things like this, they are those who are actually letting the young woman down. The Gombes have a saying, today I was getting an inspiration to write a song because of this Abena Korkor issue. But I decided not. I blocked it. You know what the Gombes say? Pagwarle chia dagwaravoya. Pagwarle chia dagwaravoya. You see, the promiscuous young lady is dead. So all the suitors, the men suitors who were enjoying her body, now you can rest in peace. My brother, my sister, I should have kept this story for the end. It gets me very emotional. I don't want to moralize it on anybody, but those of you who think that Abena Korkor is pretending, those of you who pretend that you do not know that she is sick, I pray for her sickness for your sisters and mothers. No, not your sisters and mothers. I pray for her sickness for you. I pray for her sickness for all of you, one after the other. Those who have ever taken advantage of Abena Korkor and have not turned a new leaf, I pray for double of a sickness unto you. So you can taste and experience firsthand what this young woman is going through. Abena Korkor is a walking drug. Drugs that they give to her at the hospital. In a day, she swallows over 500 of them. Little ones. Some she drinks. Some of them she would have to inject. Oh, Jesus. Do you know who pays for all that? When she's tired, a lot of people like this, they commit suicide. They look at what they are going through. They are just walking drugs, walking tablets. So when they are fed up with that, they put their heads in a noose and it's over. When they go, they will tell God, you put me in a very precarious situation. I couldn't bear it and I had to go. We pray she doesn't go that length, and we pray that she gets well. I leave it here. It's the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Come here, my love. Story number 2. And today, we have 6 stories, and we're going to make it quick. Number 1 sues Bridget Otoo. Who is Bridget Otoo? Come here! Hey! Jesus. This is Bridget Otoo. She's a pretty young lady. I like her. She got married, I think, a couple of years ago, and it was all over in the media. I like her for being vocal. She has been criticizing Nam1 and pronouncing judgment on him as a criminal and a scammer. I do not want to think that it is all about bitterness. I've said it before. When I was at Xylophone FM, an outfit built by Nam1, I know they were talking about bringing her there. She made some demands. Of course, at the time, she probably did not know that he was engaged in some of these dealings that today she calls scam. But it didn't materialize. She demanded a car. She wanted a certain salary. And Nam1 said he couldn't afford that. And therefore, she ended up not coming to Xylophone. From that time, she actually started criticizing and insulting the brand. Insulting Nam1 as well. Calling him a scammer. She constantly calls this man a scammer. I decided not to go there because the man who is being called a scammer himself doesn't seem to be interested in taking a step. But it looks like Nam1 has had enough. And therefore, he's taking that much needed step. Run the rhythm. Watch it. Nam1 sues Bridget Otoo for defamation and demands 1 million Ghana cedis in damages. Wow. The chief executive officer of defunct Men's Gold, Nana Appiah Mensah, popularly known as Nam1, has filed a lawsuit against broadcast journalist Bridget Otoo for alleged defamation. According to documents cited by Modern Ghana News dated Tuesday, November 8, Nam1, through his lawyers, has sued Otoo at an Accra High Court demanding general damages of 1 million Ghana cedis for comments the defendant made against him on social media. The writ of summons indicates that Nam1, who is the CEO of the embattled Men's Gold, is accusing the broadcaster of making highly prejudicial statements about him, while a separate criminal case involving his business is still pending in court. It quotes one of the statements made by Bridget Otoo as saying, "In which country will a fraudster like Nam1 be allowed to do this? This is a form of bribe for the police who are to arrest him and distribute money on his behalf." I think so too. The matter is in court. I remember when I called Weyome a thief, because everything pointed to the direction that he was a thief. He came after me with his lawyers. Because the courts had not pronounced him a thief, you have no right to prejudicially pronounce that man a thief. So we stepped back and waited. It took yet some years for the pronouncement to be made, and today we can freely call Weyome a thief. Nam1 is still in court, battling his case out after he was locked up and he went through hell, lost everything. Somebody sits somewhere and continually calls him a scammer on social media. It's unfair. It's very much unfair. You are not critiquing the person. You are pronouncing judgment that you do not have the audacity to do. I'm sure if he was your brother, you will not go that level to call him a scammer when the courts are still ruling on that, unless you are the new High Court judge who will pass judgment in obscurity. It's sad. Don't let us be bitter. I see this to be bitter grapes, honestly. The matter is in court. You are so much in a hurry to call him a scammer. Scammer. Every day, every night, scammer, scammer. The man is trying to make his life turn around for himself. And the numerous people who suffered because of the dirty game the government played with his work. At the end of the day, he has paid some 5 million so Ghana cedis out to the police as an exhibit, kind of, for proof, to be paid to some of the people that he owed. Is he not taking steps to pay when the courts have not even pronounced judgment yet? Why do you want to bury a man before he dies? It's sad. But listen to what Bridget Otoo is saying. Watch. You sold fake gold and took Ghanaians' money. Bridget Otoo maintains despite Nam1's 1 million defamation suit. These are the people. When the judge finally says, yes, pay the 1 million Ghana cedis. Yes, go for this number of days in jail. Then they start looking for Nam1 to plead. This is not bravery, it's foolhardiness for me, honestly. It's foolhardiness. The matter is in court. It's not been resolved. The man goes to court every time. He doesn't run away. What audacity do you have to call him a scammer when that is supposed to be the team he's in court for? The reason he's in court for. Don't let's do that. Is it for clout? Or is it to show bravery? No, don't do this. I pray that, and I keep saying this prayer every time, that NAM1 is able to pay every single person so that we all can jubilate. In the interim is the blackboard. Dash. Hey! When we return, we still have more. We have dangerous stories. Otumfo is crying. For the first time, he has shed bitter tears. We will find out why Otumfo is crying. We are going to also find out. Hey, give me 30 seconds. When I return, much more. And keep your comments coming. Hey, wayo!
Blackpot, Coco Show, man.
This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Show, where we speak truth to power. Next story, and be quick with that, please. All right, so the next story takes us all the way to Somalia. Somali president flies to Abu Dhabi for surgery. Who is that president? Do we all know the president? How many of us remember this face? We all do, right? Why is he in Abu Dhabi for surgery, right? Let's find out the circumstances. And this is from the BBC. It's a BBC report captured by Ghana Web. Yes. Run the story, my youth. Watch it. It says, Somali president undergoes surgery in Abu Dhabi. And this is the president. Run it. It says, Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud has undergone successful shoulder surgery in the United Arab Emirates, the presidency says. Mr. Mahmoud is recovering well from the minor medical operation. Minor. Underline that. His office said on Thursday it did not give further details about what happened to his shoulder. The president stayed in Abu Dhabi for a few days, where he also met top Emirati officials, state-owned Somali National News Agency, SONA reports. He later traveled to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, to attend the Saudi Arabia summit. Since his re-election last year, Mr. Mahmoud has traveled to several countries, including Gulf nations, to seek support for his government's offensive against Al-Shabaab. This is from the BBC. Bring this photo. So you see, minor surgery tells you that it's a minor shoulder injury. Shoulder, not heart. He ran all the way from Somalia and went all the way to the Arab land. Africa is divided along those lines. We have Francophone Africa, Arab Africa, and we also have Anglophone. Anglophone, Francophone, Arab Africa. We have that. And we even have Portuguese Africa. Those countries that are Anglophone, when they steal the money, they take that to England. Those that are Arab Africa, like Somalia, and all those countries, they ran to the Arab world. And those that are francophone like Togo, when the leaders steal the money, they take it to France. Why? Are we slaves? We have no common sense. Our thieves are not even patriotic. Minor shoulder injury. He flew all the way from Somalia, Mogadishu, all the way to Abu Dhabi for a minor shoulder injury. Can you imagine how many Somali children need open heart surgeries and are unleashed right on the doctors who are overworked, right there in Mogadishu and beyond, to deal with the situation? How many of them die? Mr. President cannot even trust his own country's surgeons and doctors to treat him. African leaders are so good at that. When they are in power, they never ever develop their nations. After all, they are not used to taking services in the nation. When they are sick, they travel out to their masters and get treatment there. When they want to eat pizza, we know African leaders who fly out of Africa just to eat pizza and return to Africa. We know African leaders who fly out of the country using the taxpayers' money in private jets, chartered jets, just to travel out and watch a movie and return. What's wrong with us? Look at this guy, look at his face. Is he better than the children who are dying in Somalia? Is he better than all the wonderful people of Somalia who have been impoverished by these dirty leaders? What's wrong with you? Every leader in Africa who falls ill, no African doctor is qualified to take care of him. They run out of the country. What's wrong with us? Minor shoulder injury. He flew all the way to Abu Dhabi and BBC captured it. His national newspapers cannot capture it. They would be in trouble. Keep stealing Africa's money. Keep looking down on African doctors. Posterity is coming at you like a galloping horse. To God be the glory. That's it. When we return, we will be reading your messages. So keep the messages coming. It's the Blackboard, a.k.a. Kokushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Hey! Wayo!
Blackpot, Coco show, man.
This is the Blackpot, a.k.a. Kokushono, and here we speak truth to power. I want to say thank you so much for coming along. Let's see your comments coming in. All right? Wanini Boy says, come here! We are live on YouTube. Share the broadcast. Oyo. Bobo Man says, maximum respect to you, brethren. Gibril Musa says, Blakk, Jah protect and guide you from your enemies and keep on doing the good job for Mother Ghana. Oyo. Joseph Ashley says, preach on, brother. God bless you abundantly. Bless the love. Bobo Man retains and says, may the Almighty heal her. Amen. And Yaro Tayiru says, Blakk, may God bless you for defending the defenseless. Gladys Clark says, oh God, Black Rasta, may your prayers for Abena come true. Amen. All right. And Asma Banda says the History General. Thank God it's Friday. Harry Akotia. Yes, Harry Akotia says, thank God it's Friday. Blakk Rasta more fire. So Leji Mawena all the way from Togo says, good evening, Blakk Rasta, you are too much. Blessed love. And Ni Ofanche says, greetings, Blakk. The Black Pot is live. I am watching you live from Odoko. Thank you so much. And big up Odoko Massive and crew. So Leji Mawena says, Blakk Rasta more fire. Love and respect. And this is now Facebook. Those of you who are on Facebook say, World Prophet says, more fire. Daniel Excody says, love you, man. I love you too. Senior prosecutor says, Nipa be a cobra ampa. The number 6 makes me laugh like a killer. We are getting to the number 6 soon. Amar Abdurrahman says, watching live from Saudi Arabia. And he says, he's watching us from Saudi Arabia. TCJJ says, I salute you, Godfather. He says, love and respect. Yeah, we love you and we respect you. Blessed love. Any more messages? Akonda Guda says, watching you from the United States. PK Nyami says, watching you live from Sunyani. Well done, my Black Messiah. Blessed. Hubert Nana Pipra Liz Kanzi is in a happy mood and says, let them know. Blessed love. David Devingstein says, speaking wisdom, sir. Blessed love. Thank you. Asia Kwame says, Black Empire Media is a university, so everyone must support it. Thank you. We appreciate you. Abdul Rahman Wakilu says, good evening, my boss. Love and respect. Mercy Sharp says, you are doing awesome, Rasta. Blessed. Amevo. Meshach says, that is what most lady presenters are doing. For me, I always said, Akans are this. Well, I don't want that comment, please. All right? Dash it out. All right? I don't want ethnic comments like that, please. Akans, Frafres, Dagombes, Sesales, Fantis, now. Now, those comments, especially when they are negative, I hope you understand, they fuel a certain kind of sentiment. There are a lot of Akan people who are very, very civil. There are a lot of Fanti people who are so civil. A lot of Dagomba people who are so civil. If you met 10 and then they were bad to you, you haven't met the rest of the millions. So let's put some respect on ethnicity and don't let's fuel that. All right? Keep your comments coming in and we're going to do justice to that soon. Come here. Next story, and be quick with that, sir. All right? Next story says, and it's rolling on your screen. Oh, gosh. What are we talking about? Watch it. Hey, ASANTEHENE sheds bitter tears for OKOMFO ANOKYE. Who knows the ASANTEHENE? Nana Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II. He bears the name of a very powerful man, the founder of the Ashanti Empire. Osei-Tutu I. Yes, Osei Kofi Tutu I. Powerful man in the 1700s. For some time now, he's been under pressure. Now, two things are happening to OKOMFO ANOKYE, and ASANTEHENE is crying like a baby at Manshia. He's never been able to come out for some days now. He's indoors just weeping. You know why? Now, the man that ASANTEHENE is named after, Osei-Tutu I, was aided by the spiritual power of OKOMFO ANOKYE to build the Ashanti kingdom. That is why we have statues of the man all over Ashanti. And a hospital has been named after OKOMFO ANOKYE. They call it G. But the true name, the official name, is the OKOMFO ANOKYE Teaching Hospital. OKOMFO simply means a fetish priest. OKOMFO ANOKYE Teaching Hospital. This is the hospital. Nana Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II is crying that the hospital is breaking down. He is asking every household, not every house, every household in Ashanti. You know what a household is? Father, mother, and children. That's one household. So in a house, you could have 5 households or even more. Every household is supposed to pay 200 Ghana cedis so that they will go and help build back the hospital that bears the name of a great man, OKOMFO ANOKYE. OKOMFO ANOKYE himself was not Ashanti. He wasn't. But selflessly, he came to help these wonderful people. According to the Ekwamu people, OKOMFO ANOKYE was Ekwamu. They ever say he was an Ewe. People from the mountains also say that he is from there. Wherever it is, he was a selfless man who didn't care about ethnicity. He just came to help. Watch what is rolling on the screen. Otoo says what? Otoo appeals to households in Ashanti region, the whole of the Ashanti region, not only Kumasi, to donate 200 Ghana cedis a month to heal OKOMFO ANOKYE. Households. Run the story. The overlord of the Ashanti kingdom, the royal majesty, yes, his royal majesty, Otoo Osei II, has appealed to various households in the Ashanti region to donate 200 Ghana cedis a month towards the renovation of the OKOMFO ANOKYE Teaching Hospital. The project dubbed Heal OKOMFO ANOKYE is being spearheaded by the king to mobilize 10 million American dollars to renovate the 70-year-old facility. Dash it. The building is 70 years. It's older than me. My father was probably 2 years old at the time that that building was put up. He's no more alive. May he rest in peace. Look at what OKOMFO ANOKYE did for us. That hospital is not just a hospital. The sword of OKOMFO ANOKYE is there. Historical. That's the sword. That's the sword. It's there. Right there in the hospital. I've been there several times. I'm a Kumasi boy. Otoo is begging households to help so that the hospital, 70-year-old hospital, can be dealt with. And they need how much? 10 million American dollars. If Asante Mine was Asante Mine, like in the days of Osei II the First, like in the days of Prempe and Ya Asantoa, 10 million would be nothing for Asante Mine. What's $10 million? With all the gold there? One man will come out and give it to Asantehene and say, go and deal with it. But I like what Asantehene is doing. He wants everybody to be part of it. Asantehene could have doled out that money. But he wants everybody. Listen, he said Ashanti. Is it only Asantes who go to the hospital? But Asantehene is so wise and smart. The other ethnic groups are not under his jurisdiction, even though they are Ghanaians. He says, I can only talk to my Ashanti people to donate. If any Ghanaian wants to donate too, I will be proud that my money went into Konf. I'm going to donate on behalf of my household. I don't live in Kumasi. I probably am not Ashanti. I don't know. But I'm going to donate. I will send mobile money to Asante. I have his number. I will send it to him and say, Nana, this is my donation. And I want you to see that I've donated on behalf of my household. Hey! One day, my children and their grandchildren, yes, our father also donated. They might even go to the hospital and look at a certain corner and say, our grandfather's money was used for this block. I'll be proud of that. To Asantehene, why is Asantehene crying? Do you know why? 300-year-old kola bising tree. Tree bising. In Jamaica we say bisi. Kola nut bising. That OKOMFO ANOKYE himself planted. 300 years old. Has been felled. Look at it. 300 years old. This is a kola nut tree. BC. Bising Goro. You know who felt it? We are hearing that it's a pastor who said there's some witch hiding in there, so they should cut it down. 300 years. Is it a plan to wipe out OKOMFO ANOKYE's name like the way they are doing here to wipe up the name of Nkrumah? They failed it. And you know who first published the story? Do you know who first published the story? It's not Daily Graphic. It's not Spectator. It's not Mirror. Watch it. BBC. OKOMFO ANOKYE Kolat 3. Ghana outrage after 300-year-old tree failed. Run the story. Hey, the authorities in Ghana have launched a manhunt for the people who cut down a famous 300-year-old kolat nut tree, which was believed to have healing powers. The tree dates back to the Ashanti Kingdom, part of modern-day Ghana. Local people say that tree grew in a spot where renowned priest OKOMFO ANOKYE spat. He just spat, pa, and a seed came out of his mouth, and it came out as a kola nut tree on the ground in the early 1700s when the Ashanti Kingdom was being built. Many local people believe the black and white seeds of the kola nut could cure ailments and curses. Ghanaians expressed outrage as pictures of the felled tree in the town of Feyase circulated online. And Feyase was also the ground of a big war that the Dangerous were part of, Ashantis were part of. It's a battleground in the days, fighting for superiority. That shit. So they felled a tree. A tree that OKOMFO ANOKYE himself planted with his saliva. Something that could bring millions of tourists into the country. Rather than those pedophiles who come into this country to sleep with little boys and girls. The tourism authorities are not even talking about this. Do they even know? That's why ASANTEHENE is crying. That kola nut plant that has been felled is older than ASANTEHENE. It has the same age as the Ashanti Empire. Today they have felled it. Ashanti will suffer. The right tradition must be followed. I leave it here. Today is all about westernization of Africa. Any pastor can come out and call anybody's mother a witch. Any pastor can get up and tell you you have a wrong marriage because your wife woke up 1 hour late on Saturday. For that matter, she's a witch. Any pastor can tell you to go and break down any historical monument in Ghana because they believe witches have inhabited those places. Where are we going? Dash. Next story. Hey.
Go on, Skipper George.
Blackpot. Coco show man.
Go on, Skipper George.
Blackpot. Coco show man.
This is the Black Pot, a.k.a. Coco Showdown. Here we speak truth to power. Next story, my youth. Watch it. And the next story rolling up on your screens. It says, AGYEPONG for vice president. It looks like Baomi. Remember I told you this earlier. And his team are trying to bring AGYEPONG into their fold. Over the weekend, Baumia went all the way to AGYEPONG's house. Wherever the discussion was, it was a beautiful discussion. I am happy when people are happy. I am so happy when people feel good. in peace and harmony. But it looks like people are already speculating that without Kennedy Japan, there's no way the NPP would make even the slightest numbers. But Kwesi Pratt is warning Kennedy Japan. This is one of my mentors. I really love him. Kennedy Japan. Have you heard what Kwesi Pratt is saying? Kwesi Pratt was the one who warned us earlier that we should watch Kennedy Japan's gallop. And that the guy was going to make numbers, and he did. He's the same person offering this piece of advice to Kennedy Japan. Run it. And this is from Modern Ghana. He says, Kennedy Japan gave us reasons not to elect Bawumia. Making a U-turn now will be detrimental. And this is Kwesi Pratt. Run it. Kwesi Pratt Jr., the editor-in-chief of the Insight newspaper, has expressed skepticism about whether Kennedy Japan will support Dr. Bawumia, the newly elected flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, in his bid to win next year's election. So this is even about supporting him, let alone partnering him as vice president. In the just ended MPP presidential election held on Saturday, November 4, 2023, Dr. Bawumia defeated his close contender, Kennedy Japan, to emerge the winner. Before the election, Kennedy Japan had made several allegations against the vice president, including the claim that Dr. Bawumia offered him $800 million to withdraw from the race. $800 million. ASANTEHENE wants only $10 million. What is the percentage of 10 million out of 800 million? Do you know? Do you know 1%? Hey! Offering 800 million for somebody to step down. Okomfo ANOKYE Teaching Hospital G needs only 10,000 Ghana cedis. Jesus. Mr. Ejapong also criticized Bawumia during the campaign tours and in various interviews, warning party delegates against electing him. During a discussion on the aftermath of the MPP presidential election on Peace FM's Kokroko, Kwesi Pratt raised questions about whether Kennedy Japan will retract his earlier statements and support Bawumia for the presidency. Mr. Pratt noted that one of the reasons Kennedy Japan commands support from both within and outside the MPP is his reputation for being candid and truthful. I like that. Candid and truthful. He is known to be honest and truthful. So if he dares turn around to retract the things he said to us, then it's his own issue. You told us that electing this man Bawumia is not a good thing and explain why he doesn't deserve it. So if you make a U-turn to tell us that what you said shouldn't apply and that we should now believe that the man is capable of bringing victory to your party, the MPP, then I dare to say you are indeed not truthful. Mr. Pratt commented with a touch of sarcasm. Okay, you are indeed truthful. Sarcasm. That's it. So, Ken, is your reputation and chop chop? Choose one. Somebody said he wanted to sue somebody for defamation of character. But when he got to the court, before he entered, he realized that he doesn't even have a character. So he went back home. If you decide to go for chop chop, because you spent so much money campaigning and you need to recoup, then it's on to you. Need I say more? But you can never trust politicians. Oh, it was in the heat of the campaign. Kennedy Japan has come back to apologize for some things that he said to us in the past. Didn't he call Mahama a thief? He said Mahama was an asshole. Mahama was stupid. Kwasiakwa. We all heard that. Mahama, kwasiakwa, kromfuo, yebesho. Just 2 weeks back, he said Mahama is a gentleman, a fine gentleman, and blah, blah, blah. A fine gentleman who is a thief. Fine gentleman who is kwasiakwa. So, Mr. Pratt, Kennedy Japan, most of the very, very careful. It's seen to be candid, truthful, but times that he gets his own quality of being candid and being truthful. Dash it. Next story. Is that the last story? And this one says, and watch it. Can AGYEPONG for vice president? We just finished with this. Please pay attention. Don't lack slatter, whatever. Pay attention. Next story. And this one says, religious prostitute fumes at tantrums. Is that the last story? Religious prostitute fumes amidst tantrums. Who is that religious prostitute? Do you know him? Yes, that's him. Baomia. Somebody says this is what he's waiting for. Baomia is a Muslim, or he's supposed to be a Muslim. Muhammad is not a Muslim, even though he has a Muslim name. The name of the Prophet of Islam. But he candidly tells the people that he's not Muslim, even though he was raised in a Muslim community. His father was probably Muslim. Some family members, Muslim. But he has his own journey to chalk. He is not a Muslim. He's never said that he's a Muslim. Muhammad went to a Maulid, a gathering of Muslims, for the birthday of the Prophet of Islam, the celebrations. And to commensurate with the people, decided to pick one hadith from the Prophet of Islam. The doings, the works of the Prophet of Islam, contained in a book known as the Hadith. Muslims know this. And he spoke to the people about the Hadith. And when he said it, the people clapped. He spoke Hausa so fluently to the people. Because he's from the north. The people in the Zongo, a lot of them are also from the north. So he spoke in a language that they could understand, interspersing it with English. Fluent Hausa he spoke. The people clapped for him when he finished. A Christian had gone to talk about Islam. And he walked away. Baumia, his chance to come and speak because he was also there. And he was presented there as a Muslim. See? He was presented there as a Muslim. And he arrived. First was John Malam teasing, making mockery of the Christian who had come to solidarize with the Muslim people. Such a childish guy. He was condemned in all corners. As if that he himself who was teasing a Christian for coming to a Muslim gathering, now from one church to the other. He is not only preaching, he's even kneeling for anointing oil to be poured on his bald head. And they are laying hands on him and preach and blessing him. Muhammad never passed a comment calling him Pastor Baomia. He never did that. Shamelessly, he doesn't even know Christianity and his own Islam. At least when Muhammad was talking about Islam, he was correct. You went to talk about Christianity and then you messed it up. What did he say? Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. We believe that Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior, which in Islam is shirk. Islam sees only Allah as God, no other God and Lord. Allah is the Lord of the day of judgment. There is no other Lord, there is no other God but Allah. Anybody who associates partners with Allah will go to hell on the day of judgment according to the Quran. And it says that he shall roast in the hell fire, Jahannama. Is the biggest sin in Islam. And some came out to say it. That you are a religious prostitute. You don't understand your Islam where you are an allergy. Don't even venture into Christianity because it's not just about reading and talking. And people say he's wrong. religious prostitute because he wants votes. What's wrong with that? We should call him a religious prostitute. He will be serious with his Islam and get to learn his Islam properly. If this was in Saudi Arabia, that coconut would have been taken. I'm telling you. Look at Nigeria. A few months back, a young girl in a school made mispronouncements about the Prophet of Islam. What happened? We don't want that here. I'm not in for that. I will never do. Religion is personal and people are free to follow their religion's choice. But they should not be prostitutes. It doesn't help. You either go west or go east. You can't go east and west at the same time. But Koku Anyidoho, he says he's still a member of the NDC. He's very bitter. He and Mahama had issues. He's been criticizing Mahama from blah, blah, blah. He thinks that Mahama should dissociate himself from the utterances of Jata, George. He tweeted. Watch the tweet. He said Mahama should dissociate himself. Watch this. I expect George Mahama to do the appropriate thing and distance himself from the extremely offensive religious war started by Sam George, especially insulting the integrity of the Church of Pentecost. But the sick logic of Sam George, he is not a Christian, he's a Pharisee. So somebody says somebody's not a Christian, he's a Pharisee. And you are okay. It is not sick and offensive to call somebody who calls himself a Christian a Pharisee. But you have a problem with him when he says somebody is a religious prostitute. This is what in English we call gaslighting. I won't explain it. Go find what gaslighting means. Doing the same things you are blaming me for. Doing the same things you are guilty of. That is what Kweku Anyidoho is doing. Brother here is very bitter. If I do meet him and there's an opportunity, I'll speak with him as a brother. People might have stepped on your toes. There might have been some problems. But I think that being bitter is swallowing poison and expecting somebody else to die. Before that, he tweeted earlier. Watch the first tweet. La 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 la. Which is not even right. La la la. No. You know what you have written means? So you are gaslighting. La 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 means there is no God. What you have written there. La la la. It means there is no God. The right thing is La ilaha illallah. There is no God but Allah. La ilaha means there is no God. So be careful when you are doing your politics. Take religion out of it. Don't dirty Islam with your dirty comments because of political gains. It doesn't make sense. He says, listen to this guy. So he wants a president who will be a tribal religious bigot. Loving some and... Oh, dash it. Kweku, you are bigger than this. Dash it. You are bigger than this. And I expect that the factions would sit down and smoke the peace pipe because he's a fine gentleman. I really love him. He fought so much for the NDC. I don't want to see him in the direction he's going. He's bitter. Some people should sit him down and say, Kweku, things happened in the past. We share the same mantra. Can we come back to that and be friends again and shed off the bigger skin on both sides? You are men. Mahama watches this show. Nana watches this show. Please invite Kweku. When I look at him, I have a spiritual eye. I see nothing but bitterness. Bitterness. Anger. But I love him. He's a fine gentleman. This guy, hey, anywhere you ask him to go, he'll go. Why have you taken the photo of? Why? Anytime and anywhere you send Kwaku, he will go and he will deliver. So people like that, when you hurt them, they take it so deep and they can get extremely bitter. But it's not good for his health. Invite him. Sit with him. I don't know what he likes to smoke. If he likes my kind of herbs, put it in the pipe. Smoke it together. And make peace. To God be the glory. Dash. Dash. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemu. I have to shout dash 20 for 8 dashes. My God. If your comments are in, let's have the comments as we say bye-bye to you. Thank you so much. And this is Critical Consciousness. And it says, Blakk, I would like an interview with you one day. All right. Time will come. Asima Banda says, more fire. Joseph says, watching you live from, where is that? Brampton, right? All right, Brampton. Big up yourself. Joseph Mensa says, I will pay. He says, I wouldn't pay a dime, a naira or whatever in power. Why don't you tell your best friend, the president, to remove whatever? Well, I'm not seeing it properly, but I think that he's trying to say pay a lot of tax to the government. Well, he's trying to say that the president, the government should be paying for that. You see, if we all sit down for government to do everything, we will not go anywhere. I agree with you. The taxes go to the government. But there are things that we come together in a communal labor to do. That's what makes us sharp people. Government cannot do everything. Rather than folding our arms and say, government must do this, we will never pay a dime. And the hospital collapses to the ground. A stitch in time saves 9. It's like a driver. Yesterday, I told some people that I was driving with to Tema. Right of way means that you are the one who is supposed to go. But if you see a truck coming back, you have the right of way. But this is a huge truck that is entering your lane. Would you wait? Or foolhardily, you would go into it and be crushed. You will have your right of way in the grave. Be a defensive driver. Paul Skimo says, greetings, Black Rasta, and says, I'm late to today. Well, I'm happy you are here finally. Fan Cash says, in fact, if the Somalian president wears a headgear, we will not differentiate between him and Black Rasta. Your face look much alike just for the joke of it. Oh, really? Bring his photo and see. Is that comments we have? Okay, more comments. Then I'll look at the photograph and see. Joseph Mensa says, Blakk, this one I disagree with you. I would donate to anything but not that. It is a government hospital. What about Afari military hospital that Mahama built to remove the pressure from? You see, equalization. Two wrongs don't make a right. Mahama did it, they didn't support it, and he's dying out, and then OKOMFO. That's why he's talking to only Ashantis. That's why he hasn't added you. But for me, my conscience tells me it's about Ghana. It's not about Mahama or Nanado. It's Ghana. Nanado would die and go, the hospital will be there. Mahama would die and go, the hospital will be there. Your children's children will grow and meet the hospital. When your children's children grow and they see the hospital broken apart, they are not going to say Mahama didn't do it or Nanado didn't do it. But my fathers and the rest, what did they do when this hospital was going down? A stitch in time. They see, adia efata. Adia here and sana adia efata. Anna. Zakaria Mustafa S says, more fire, Black Rasta. Bless the love. And then why African leaders are not thinking at all. That's Mawuli Amaglu. JK says, thank you, Black Rasta, for the good work you are doing for Mother Ghana. Joe Best says, more fire. Charles Edu says, Blakk, you do all. I don't understand African leaders. Just minor Abakofu. Well, Obakofu. Ada Farmer says, watching you live from Abu Dhabi, UAE. Did you see the Somali president there? Jude Asigri says, live from Bolga. Amevo Meshach says, African leaders need proper education, but are not ready to learn. They are swift in making laws and impose taxes, thinking other developed countries have such tax without knowing where they start from before getting to that level. And once our leaders here, they impose those taxes without thinking if the citizens, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's making sense. Straight Talk says, I love you. I love your African class. Very educative and informative. Blessed love. Bra Energy says, Anas, watching you from Dansoman. Blessed love. Respect. Emmanuel Williams. Mensa Fiagbeng says, is Africa cares from producing true leaders? Black Empire Media, my historian. Do you share the same view? Well, we are not cursed. Our leaders are just not thinking. But times are changing. Asima Banda says, the history legend, the general, Black Rasta, thank God it's Friday. Blessed love, my youth. Mercy Sharp says, why will a man order a tree that has been preserved for history to be felled? Big question. Kweku M. Bill is Brother Kweku. Brother Kweku is asking the obvious question, knowing the historical value of the tree, why wasn't the tree protected? I like that question too. Because the sword of OKOMFO has been fenced. People cannot just go in there. Why wasn't it fenced? Oh, good question. That's why I began by saying, even the tourism people do not know that it existed. They don't know. Did the Minister of Tourism know about the tree? Good question. Did the royal household know about the tree? If they did know, what did they do about protecting such a historical treasure? Just asking. My prayer is that it was felled, but not uprooted. That they might water it again, and it will start growing from the roots again. That's my prayer. Show me that one, the felled one. Quick. The felled one, you will see that they cut it from down there and not from the roots. So it has the potential of coming up again. We are praying that it happens. You can find it. If you can find it, the Somali president, can you find his picture quickly and put it up? If you can't, then we have to close. I don't have time to delay. Well, my name is Black Rasta. I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you and I love you. It's been the Black Pot. Catch me again on Monday between 5 and 6. Until then, I love you. Stay blessed. Whoa!